Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, out on another walk. And this time, I'm with Ed Warren. Hello, Ed.
Hi, Rich.
Ed, you've asked me to come specifically to your village so we can have a walk round and find out some information about it. So, where is your village?
We are 5 miles north of Petworth,
Yeah.
2 miles off the Surrey border, and the last village inside the South Downs National Park.
And it's Northchapel.
Northchapel.
And it's used to be the Chapel of Ease, didn't it?
It was a chapel of ease, and it was a chapel. It named because of the chapel north of Petworth.
North of Petworth, part of the old Petworth Manor.
That's
that
it.
Was.
Yeah.
And you're very kindly going to take me around.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and you're going to tell me a little bit about the history, and I'm going to be.
I know.
Yeah. History's in your blood, I think.
Yeah, I love history.
Brilliant.
Especially here.
Absolutely. So this is the old. It's not the old. It still is the 283, but the old London road
goes from Washington, other side of Sorrington, to Milford now, but it was the old London road.
From Washington,
other side of Sorrington. The A3 took over. So before the A3, everything used to come through. Would have come through Northchapel.
So now you know a lot about the buildings here because you have been here. You were telling me basically since.
Apart from 3 years, for 46 years, 45, 46 years.
46 years. So we've got these terrific old buildings here. Look at this fantastic one.
This is the old poorhouse.
It's the old poorhouse.
Built in 1779 to house paupers, people with not a lot going for them, not a lot of money. They'd be living here, looked after here.
Many villages and towns would have had a poorhouse, wouldn't it? And the poor laws of the day put the burden on the parish, didn't it?
Yeah, a couple called Brider.
Oh right, okay.
And they ran it, and she was a nurse as well, so she used to nurse anyone as well. And they were called inmates, like prisoners. I know.
The poor were called inmates.
Inmates.
Yeah. Oh right.
And this was the old blacksmiths that was attached, now called Walnut Cottage, obviously.
And it's nice that they've kept the name Forge Cottage, so you know
Which is what's happened in the village. Most of the places have kept their identity, even if there are houses now.
Right.
So you do know roughly what something was by its name. This is the old toll house, which is now.
I was going to say you've got Tollgate Cottage, and that goes exactly as you say. That you can tell from the name, and of course, being a toll gate, it's right up close to the road where originally
there would have been a gate across it. There are pictures of a gate across the road.
The old turnpike.
And there used to be, and it still is. There you go.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. 44 miles from London, 5 to Petworth. Yeah. Another 3 to the station, as we were mentioning earlier. Yeah.
So people will come through, pay their toll. Lord Leconfood pretty much owns the whole of everything. All of his family, any of his friends, there was a coach road. So they wouldn't pay the toll. They could cut off through the woods and go round the village to not pay any money.
Wait, hang on a minute. Just say that again. Lord Letchfield,
Lord Leconfield.
Leconfield, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Who owns all the land around here.
Yeah, his friends, his allies, his family wouldn't have paid the toll. They would have gone down the private coach road.
They took a different road.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's so typical of the people, the landed gentry who've got all the money, who could easily afford it, just won't spend it. No, you're so right.
And just up here is the village well, and they've done a lot. I think they've spent quite a lot of money actually to keep this just through here.
To keep it occupied. Just past this, another nice townhouse, Ivy Cottage.
I don't know much about Ivy Cottage.
But next to that, oh wow!
There's the village well with the allotments behind.
Let's have a look at the village well.
There we go.
So this is upkept by the parish, is it?
Yeah, it's had a lot of renovation done on it by the parish.
Gosh, amazing.
But no, it's another bit of heritage there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's so good to see. And we were talking earlier that these days villages like yours are losing their heritage because people are coming in who've got money from towns and cities who have that desire to live in the country
and just change things and then go again
and then sell on and
they'll
make
come in,
a profit.
They'll jump on a parish council, they'll change something and then they'll disappear and maybe change something that's been in the village for hundreds of years.
Exactly, and this is happening up and down the country.
This village, I think, is quite good. It has kept a lot of its identity still.
Yes,
but the trouble is it's such a quick road, people don't realise what they're missing when they go through.
No, and that's the thing. You're people not stopping to have a look, and it's such a shame.
And I know you like buildings and architecture, and the different buildings, if you actually people took time to actually walk.
Yes.
There's so many different types of building. And
Well, let's walk back on the other side, shall we? So we've got April Cottage here.
Yeah, April Cottage.
Which is very nice, beautiful, desirable. I mean, this is the problem you have is they are desirable places to live.
Oh, this is lovely. Walnut Cottage, this is old.
Walnut Cottage, lovely old tiles. See, we've got that beautiful...
Pigeons on the top.
Lifting the camera right up above their hedge here. But look at that. Terrific. Sorry?
That's been recently sold, so...
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Ed, you live in a house, a very old house here, but what, 500 years old?
Yeah, well, at least 500 years old, yeah.
Yeah, and looking at the house, it seems to be an old Wealden house, the type that you would see at Singleton Open Air Museum.
Yeah, it's known or thought to be a medieval open house,
right?
Which is like Bailey for Singleton.
An open hall with a fire in the middle.
middle.
And
if you've seen the roof, it's got the
yeah. It's got the wavy.
Got the bow.
It's got the
just
bow.
saying, this is the old police house. See again, like Copper.
Oh, here we go. Copper Fields. Copper. Look at this. Yes. So the name. It is great that you've got those names giving away the what was originally here. So this is the Friar Tuck Cottage.
Yeah.
That at one time was the village shop.
Stores. Yeah, one of the village stores.
What do you do now?
We have a village store.
What do you do for a village store?
There is a village store down the road.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. This was the old bakery.
So we're just standing outside the old bakery, beautiful old stone building. Quite a large, long building, actually,
I think
isn't
it's a barn on the end, probably.
Oh, right.
Looking at it, it's now called...
Now, tell me the story that you told me about they would go down to Petworth.
Well, I used to live next door, but one to the daughter of the old baker, or the couple that used to work. And they would say that they would get up early in the morning, horse and cart to Petworth station, pick up the supplies, come back, and be back for breakfast. So
it's about 7 miles down to Petworth station on a horse and on a horse and cart. So when you were talking to her, she was what, in her 80s or something?
Yeah. Sadly, another one of the characters that's gone.
A lot of the. Now, the other interesting thing that you were telling me, Ed, was to be classed as a villager.
Yeah, apparently it's 5 generations or more. So I think I worked out we're in our 4th now.
Right, are you?
So obviously my dad moved here, I came here as a baby, my children lived here, now my grandchildren live here. So
wow.
So we're into number 4. So we've all by my father have gone through the village school. So
and that is, I mean, that's so unusual these days.
Yeah, people call it romantic.
How many people are in the school? How many kids in the school?
I think it's about 75.
Right. Oh, well, that's quite a lot, isn't it?
Huge.
How many people? What's the population
here? There was
here?
130 when I used to go there. The population's about, I'd say, probably about 800.
800. Quite spread out.
Yeah. And you've got 3 housing estates, 4 housing estates actually in that. So
there's no way you could buy your 500-year-old property.
I don't think Lord Leconfield would let me.
No. He's holding on to it.
Yeah, he needs the money.
Here, a beautiful timber
that's
frame.
very old. I think that's not the oldest in the parish, but again, one of the oldest.
Here on the end of this section, you've got the Half Moon Inn.
Yeah, which is famous for having a famous cricketer called Noah Mann in the 1700s, I think.
Oh, right.
Who, I'll have to look back, it's 1700s or 1800s, who fell in the fire.
Who did what?
Fell in the fire.
Fell in the fire? The cricketer?
He was cricketer for Hambledon. And he was a famous underarm bowler.
Oh, okay.
So
we're now wandering up towards the church.
Yeah.
And the church is built...
It's Victorian.
This is Victorian church, 1887 or something, we said.
That's right, yeah.
But it was formerly there was an
John
early
the Baptist, it used to be called, which was a really old medieval church.
Medieval church that crumbled down and needed replacing.
Yeah. But the tree to the right is the yew tree, which we're on about, which is 1,000 years old.
1,000 years. And when you look at it, when we get there, you'll see. I had a quick look before I met up with Ed, and it's an incredible old hollow tree, and this is what those trees do as they get older. They do actually hollow out.
It has got chains for it, apparently, in places.
To hold it together.
Well, it has been used over the years, yeah. I think it tells a few stories.
I bet it does. Think of all of the the wedding couples waiting to get married here and standing here.
You think, looking at that, it should fall down, but it's a solid house.
Look at that. It's amazing.
You don't see many trees like that anymore.
They are about, but you have to look for them. But the girth on that, that tells its own story.
And the church is always open anyway, so I know you like churches.
Yeah, I do like churches. Beautiful, old. Even though it's I say old, it's relatively old because it's a bit dark.
Yeah, I'm not putting heat on it. But this is the old workings of the clock.
Now I don't know how much you can see of this, but Ed's taking me over to have a look at the old workings of the clock on the top of the tower.
Church, there you go.
So we've got an image of the church, and then
that was St John's the Baptist when it was the old church.
Above, I don't know how much you'll see of that because I'm probably not tall enough to show you.
I wonder where the lights are.
But it's actually a lot smaller than I imagined the workings to house a clock, really. Yeah. And this may be too dark now.
Yeah, I don't know. 1669.
62.
Oh, 1662, there you go.
An original stone church that would have been in the old John the Baptist church. Yeah. And although we're actually filming in January, it is a beautiful day.
And I said earlier on to you about how the church had sold land to get people back into the village.
Yes.
And the houses down through there, the houses that they sold the land and built the houses to get people that had to leave the village back into the village.
Yes,
including us at the time.
So this is a conundrum for villages, of course, up and down the land, is that people grow up and the children leave for further education, or they have to leave to get jobs and stuff, but they may want to live in the village they grew up in, and of course you can't. Yeah, exactly. You've got your friends here, your family here, your way of life is here.
Like I said to you, I couldn't live anywhere else. I'd be lost if I tried to live anywhere else, I think.
And so you're saying that the church has given land for effectively social housing?
It was glebe land. So they gave the glebe land to social housing.
This has been an extra long video.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's fantastic. We may be having a walk through the woods in another video, so I hope you'll come and join us for that one. But in the meantime, I'll finish this one now and say thank you very much, Ed, for taking me around Northchapel, north of Petworth in West Sussex. It's been a joy.
And still in the South Downs National Park.
And still in the South Downs National Park. There you go. Didn't know that. Till the next time, goodbye.